Yo. This your goddamn boy. The petty one. Sir Evangeline Joseph. Mr. 10 Feet. The bully. The biggest gym. The gym stepper. The big belly one.
Okay.
Big belly rude one.
That's a new one.
I mean, it's new, but it's old.
Okay.
It's old. You know, shout out Rude. Shout out to Khalil.
Right.
That's all I got.
Oh, that's all you got today?
That's all I got.
Alright, it's your boy Wayne, Willmatic Beats. Mr. Free Coast, 1/3 of Free Gems Network. Golden Boy.
Big Gym Stepper.
Big Gym Stepper. You know the vibes, man.
You already know it, man. Who we got here today?
Another legend, bro.
Hey, man. I done watched this man have a pop-up, set up a table.
And do what?
I'm talking about kids walked in to the building, into the pop-up, with what they had on and left out in his shit.
Hey. Talking about
True story.
wardrobe completely different.
True story. I was inspired. I wanted to interview him right then and there.
I mean, talk about
Influence.
Out of this world.
Influence. I'm talking about artistry. Talking
Literally.
about being a CEO.
Literally.
An entrepreneur. This is probably the longest intro I've done.
Right.
Niqo Selma.
Appreciate it, man.
How you doing?
Good, man. How about yourself?
Hey, man, we look busy.
Right.
Yeah. I appreciate you having me here, man.
Hey, man, we appreciate you being here, bro.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, first and foremost, you know, we like to give, you know, our people their flowers.
Right.
You know, why they here.
Right on,
You know what I'm saying? Like Nori say, give them their flowers while they can smell them and inhale them.
Right.
For sure. One of the first things that we ask all of our guests, where are you from?
Man, I'm from Columbus, by way of military, so been in Columbus since about 2003.
Okay.
So probably I think I got here about 6th grade, 7th grade, around that time. Been here since then.
Okay.
Yeah.
706.
Right.
All the time.
That's the reason why we ask, because, you know, we're a platform where we're pushing the Columbus culture.
Right.
And I mean, not just Columbus culture, but mainly the Columbus culture forward, and giving, you know, artists like yourself and entrepreneurs a platform to be able to showcase what they do. You know what I'm saying? Because you are an artist. You know what I'm saying? A successful, great artist, and the world needs to know that, and the world needs to hear your story.
Right.
Man, for sure.
For sure. I say let's just hop right into it, man. Tell us a little bit about your backstory. Tell us about what you do.
Man, so I've been painting for about going on 2 years now, a little bit over 2 years.
Hold on, so you mean to tell me
Hold on.
you've been painting for 2 years, bro?
I was
Fresh at it.
expecting you to say something like, "Yeah, I've been doing this since I was about 5 years old."
Man, it's
Pick up
crazy.
paintbrush and
Yeah,
the canvas.
yeah,
I've been doing this since about elementary.
Oh yeah, man. It's crazy how it just came up like that too. I used to draw. I had a little bit of, I guess, a history and with art and stuff like that. I used to draw like Simpsons characters and Dragon Ball Z back in like middle school, elementary and stuff like that. But outside of that, it was nothing else, and it was like a real gap in between that and then me starting paint. So it just really happened about 2 years ago. I just met a friend of mine. She was already painting and whatnot. Shout out to Jilly. And so I just like, man, that's look cool, man. I gotta at least try it, 'cause I'm open to new things all the time. So from there, that first time I started painting, it was a wrap. From there, I just kept going with it, almost like a newfound love and whatnot.
Like, what were you doing growing up? Like, what did you want to be growing up?
Man, that one, I don't even know. For real, like, I ain't never. I probably wanted to be like some high paying lawyer, or athlete type stuff. Cause I ain't gonna lie, my first love was basketball. So you know, hoop dreams. You know, back in the day, growing up, thought you was gonna make it to the league or whatever. But you know, that was probably all I thought about was just some basketball in the future or something like that. At least just college and something wherever it went from there. But yeah, that was it.
Bro, and how old are you? Not
28. Matter of fact, just turned 29 on the 8th. So
still
kind of getting used to it. Yeah, appreciate it, man.
That nigga said he's 29, been painting since he was 27, and like I said, bro, like the stuff that's on your page and even what you had set up, like, bro, that
top notch.
Bro, that's top tier.
Yeah, right.
It's people. I mean, now, granted, art is, you know, perspective.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And however you view it, it's however you view it. But, like, from my eye, when I look at yours, like, it's different.
It looks highly advanced.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Highly advanced.
It's a lot that, I ain't gonna say a lot that go into it, but it's definitely a weird process for me because every time I try to explain it to somebody, it's like, hey man, for real, I just really do what I want to do in that moment when it's happening. So I don't really have no method to what you see on the canvases and whatnot. So it's kind of crazy, man. It's people's perception of what I do, but I really just it'd be really randomness. I don't want to downplay it or nothing, but
man, we really, pop your shit, bro.
It come out from just instinct and intuition, for real.
So where do you get your inspiration from?
Man, it's life, for real, cause like it might be something I saw or something I heard that resonated with me, or just another painting that I like a certain part of. It's almost like music. Somebody like music, they might hear a certain part of the beat that they just want to run with and build on that. So it might be something like that, but most of the times it's a message. I like to put messages in my art or just code that into it. So I might read something or just something that just echo in my head, and I just gotta put that on canvas pretty much.
Go ahead.
Oh, what's the favorite message that you painted thus far?
Man, be at peace, man. That's my favorite one so far, and it's actually been building itself. I think I just started putting those words on paintings probably a couple of them ago, but the last couple ones, that's just been my message that I've been just trying to get out there through the paintings, is just staying calm and being at peace with the moment that you're in to, you know, bring the best out of you.
It's crazy that you said that, you know, you try to make sure there's a message behind your art. Like scrolling through because we do our research, you know what I'm saying, and scrolling through your IG, I'm just looking at like all the work, and I'm just like, yo, there's like this guy has a story to tell. Like, not only that, like a story to tell of like your life, but like there's stories. Do you look at your art as like kind of like books?
Yeah. Even that's where a lot of those sayings or something come from. It'd be because I like to go deep into stuff, so I'm trying to pull out the meaning and all that from everything, for real. So a lot of time, once I figure it out what that meaning is or the gems about it is, I try to put it back into the painting in a way that it ain't just right there written in plain sight, but you gotta think about it, or it may come to you later or something like that.
In your opinion, what makes art timeless?
Man, that's tough, because I feel like there's a couple things, like your technique, like realistic stuff that's gonna last forever. Like, people always gonna have a interest in things that look really similar to what you see with your own eyes, and then it's stuff that like kind of push boundaries and stuff like that. That's another spectrum of it. I tend to try to think I'm on that side, but yeah, man, it's either how you connect to people. Like, as long as you connect in where they got an interest in it or make them think about something, they'll always kind of remember that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I find just over my 2 years doing it.
Do you have a routine that you kind of go to, like to catch that inspiration, like a ritual almost?
As long as I got some music, I got some flowers and stuff to, you know, have some good aromas around. As long as I got that, I'm really straight. And the idea in the space, man, try not to make a mess in the house and whatnot.
What music you tapping into?
Shoot, man,
that'll get you going.
It's a little bit of everything. It might be some reggae, real feel good music. Always some old school R&B, or that trap music. If I'm just I got a whole bunch of energy, you know what I'm saying. But if I'm more mellow and trying to be a little more, I guess, poetic in how I move, and I put on like some R&B or something like that, old school.
You mentioned reggae, and of course, you know, I got to like ask, you know, about your hair, because I feel like that's an art piece as well.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
And with that, so like, are you tapped into, like, you know, Bob Marley's music and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, definitely Bob. It's a lot of, and even when I listen to reggae, I feel like it's more like conscious reggae. Like it got a message behind it. There's some positive stuff about it, spiritual and whatnot. So that's a lot of the reggae music I listen to. So like I said, it's just make you feel good, put you in a right space and whatnot. Listen to Bob. I shoot with the dreads. Everybody say I look like him.
Slick. You look like your grandson or something.
Yeah, man. So I feel like, shoot, man, as I grow too, the dreads get longer. I just resonate more with the reggae music, and I can understand what they saying better and all that. It's crazy.
Like I feel like looking at you and looking at your art, I feel, and I could be wrong, but the two inspirations that I get from you is Bob and BASQUIAT.
Yeah, I hear BASQUIAT a lot, and I really didn't even like. I really wouldn't recognize BASQUIAT stuff when I first started painting, but then I started hearing people saying your stuff look like his and whatnot. So when I finally learned more about him and whatnot, I was like, okay, I see where everybody say everything look like it, but they also say it's a little bit different, but it's just reminiscent of it. But man, it's crazy because I feel like I didn't even have that knowledge on him while I was painting all these things they say that resemble his, and then once I find out, I'm like, oh yeah, it does have a striking effect. So I'd be wondering, like, if the art come from a certain place and we both just tapped into something similar or whatever. But it just really, with my process, it just come out like that for real. It's crazy.
Are you spiritual?
Yeah, definitely, man. I say more spiritual than religious, but I try to keep an open mind about everything, even both sides. Like I'm all about wholeness and stuff like that. So good, bad, it's a little bit of everything to learn, something to learn from on each side, whatnot.
How big a part does that play in your art?
All the time, man. It's put symbols, and so I like to look up, like, you know, our history and religions and belief systems of people that look like us in the past and whatnot. So just learning about them and the ideas, it just mirrors, you see it in real life, so it kind of make it real for me. So I definitely had that to try to put in my art all the time. If either it's like just a symbol or a message or something like that, I definitely always feel the need to try to put that. That's pretty much a big genre of my messages I try to put out, is something spiritual or something you can put on a spiritual level or whatnot.
Growing up, did you have like an outlet?
Man, sports, basketball. My friends, like, when I moved to Columbus, even before then, we was like probably the last generation that was playing outside. Like, so,
bro, that's crazy.
We was outside all day, all night playing basketball. being with the homies, that was my outlet for real. I don't even know if I need an outlet, real talk, but cause life was just cool, you know what I'm saying? So basketball, man, that was it.
Cause it's the reason why I asked is like, you know, it's a lot of people that look like, it's a lot of black people, bro, that don't have outlets, and they be going through it, and like with you, it's just still mind blowing to know, like, you know, you've only been doing this for 2 years, so it's like, if you're this good, like, are you a perfectionist?
I say a little bit of both. Like I will work on something and redo it and redo it and redo it till I feel like it's right. But at a certain point, I'm also like, nothing's perfect. You know what I'm saying? So once I feel happy with it and satisfied, I did what I tried to do, then I'm good with it. Even when that's with art too, because I done sold paintings. Like, I really personally didn't think it was done, but I didn't know what else to do with it, and then, you know, somebody like it how it is, so I just learned to be more at peace with that too.
So has art became like therapy for you?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Anytime I feel in some type of way, I might go paint something, and that's it for it. I probably leave it on the canvas for real. Good, bad, all that too. It's even when I'm busy, I feel like just gotta take time to paint, just to kind of, like you said, just release. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't really think about it like that too much, but yeah, that's definitely a part of it. Being able to just let go of everything, cause the good part about art and doing art for me is it makes you feel free. As far as you're able to do whatever you want to do and turn it to whatever you want it to be and let it in the world. So it's like no restrictions when I'm painting my stuff. So yeah, it's pretty dope.
How hard is it to translate those real world feelings and emotions and translate that into art?
Man, it's sometimes it's difficult depending on the message.
Right.
So I feel like if it's a deeper message or like I said, I'm just not into making stuff dead on and right in your face. I want it to, you have to actually come to that realization almost of whatever message I'm trying to get in. So it can be hard, can be easy, but I'm into symbolism and just trying to colors is, I learned a lot about too. It relates to emotions and whatnot, so just working with colors and how they make you feel also helps you put a message out too. So it's a lot to learn from that type of stuff.
So when you started painting, and that's all you do?
Yeah, I mean, I do a little bit of design as far as clothing. Like I got my clothing line and whatnot.
Yeah, we gonna get into that.
Oh yeah. But besides the painting, that's about it, man. I've been wanting to get into different mediums like murals, doing stuff on walls outside, even sculptures. I want to get into that one day. Maybe not necessarily chopping up a piece of a stone or whatever, but just painting it and seeing what I can do with that type of stuff, or 3D imaging and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So when you started painting, like, and you realize, like, when did you realize, like, yo, this is for me?
Man, other people made me see that. Like, at first I was doing it strictly because it was like something fun. I like doing, like I said, it was a love. I fell in love with it. So that's all I was doing it for, out the love. And then just as my walls at home got full of paintings and stuff, people would come over and they'd tell me, you need to do something with this and whatnot. And I'm just like, hey, I don't even think this all that, but y'all cool. Whoever came over there, I value their opinion some way. So it made me start to think about it. But the first thing, it was a Be Still painting. It's real colorful, and it's funny how I did that paint. It was just using extra paint that I had left over from other stuff on a canvas, and That one was real popular, and I ended up putting on shirts and broke all kind of goals I set for as far as selling stuff and amounts, and then just the recognition. It got me into my first art show and all that just from that one painting. And I'm like, that's probably definitely what started it for me.
How do you go?
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
How do you go about setting a value for yourself? Like,
That's tough, man, because it's like stocks these days. It's going up, but it started very humble. Like, I was selling paintings just off of the size of it. Like, if it was real big, I might have did a couple hundred, but if everything else kind of regular, just normal pricing. But I had one lady, she was all the way in New York. I never met her before, but she found my website somehow and bought some paintings, and I was talking on the phone to her, and I told her, I think it was like $200 for 2 paintings, and she was like, "What, man?" And she said, "I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna send you $500 because that's what it's worth." And I was like, "Oh man." She was like, "Don't ever let nobody, don't doubt your own worth." So, and she was like, "You got something special." And then just hearing that from my family, my partners and stuff, and then doing the first few shows, it was like, okay, I could raise the price on it. And then it's just like a sort of testing the water, see how people willing to pay for that. So I kept raising it up as I felt like I was getting better and things were doing better. So that's how I found myself at the price range I'm at now. But it's weird, that whole pricing artwork and whatnot. But a lot of people I talked to, they just gave me the advice that was like, just how long you working on it and how much if it's value to you, and it'll go eventually, you know what I'm saying? So the more people like it, man, I just try to raise it. But I don't like to do it for the money anyway, so I don't really try to bust people's head open or anything like that. I still like to be fair, because I know if I wouldn't pay that much, I'm pretty much thinking myself like everybody else. So, you know, that's how I see it.
When you first tapped in, like, what was the different types of paints that you were using? Man, and what would you advise a young painter or somebody that wants to paint?
Man, it don't take much, man. I started with I still mess with them, the 50-cent little paints at Walmart, for real. That's what I was starting with, just because it was easy and they had a whole bunch of different colors. But it really, and my little sister, she started painting, and that's why I was telling my pops when he asked me, is there a certain thing to look out for or anything? I was like, man, that's the easy part to me about art, because you can use anything. It don't matter really the quality, as long as it ain't, not gonna stick to the canvas, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
As long as it do its job, man, it really whatever. To be honest, I don't know how people can tell like the quality of paint and whatnot, but I have done my research and I try to use higher quality stuff nowadays, just so, cause I'm that like trying to strive for that perfection and whatnot. And put myself on a higher level as far as quality and professionalism.
Right.
But man, it don't take much, and I've sold paintings with both types, and it's all good either way, for real.
What was that feeling like when you first sold your first painting?
Man, I was at work at TSIS, and somebody hit me up, and they was like, I wanted to get this painting. So I was like, man, I'm gonna run home, go grab these ones, and I'm gonna go get this money. And then I sold like 3 paintings to this chick, and she bought them all. And after I got that little cash app or whatever, I just
this was recent.
Oh yeah,
and he said cash app.
Yeah, man. I felt crazy though. I was like on top of the world, man. I think I got a snap of it from when I sold it, but I was like, man, I can't believe somebody want to spend some money on something that came out of my head. I'm like,
right.
That's a crazy feeling. Like just knowing that it blew my mind, and it also made it real for me too. I was like, all right, so it's some money to be made off of doing what I love. It's cool.
Do you feel like you made your best piece so far?
Ah man, that's hard to say because I got some heat, and I feel like I probably didn't, just knowing how I'm building on what I've already done. It's the best hasn't came yet, but it's gonna be probably arguably already done if you look back on it in a couple years or something. Yeah.
Do you look at other people's art like now that you're painting? Are you doing them like rabbit holes and checking out other people's on social media?
And open my eyes up, like I see art everywhere now. Like me and my lady, I do this thing while we watching movies. I be like, man, look at them paintings on the wall in the movies and whatnot. So I got like developed an eye for it. So anywhere I see something, it inspires me. Or just hear somebody that says my work resembles somebody else's, or even just scrolling on Instagram, like the Explore page, man. It's a lot of art out there, man. It's crazy to see it, and I feel like it's so much out there, but people still rock with you, man. It's crazy, but I see art everywhere, man. Signs, billboards, music covers, just everywhere. Even just looking at scenery and stuff, I'd be like, man, this look like a picture, man. You know.
Do you have like a photographic memory? Like, can you look at something and then paint it?
Nah, definitely not, man. I gotta snap a picture of, man. Something. I might forget something 5 minutes ago, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My memory ain't all that.
Man, that art is like crazy, bro. Like just how some people, how like the differences are. Like, I don't know if you tapped in, but on last season we had interviewed my partner David, and he's an artist, and you know he's more so like his shit different.
This like photorealism.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does art like that.
Like
that to me that's a lot of talent, skill, man. Cause I done took my jabs at being as realistic as I can, and it's just tedious, man. I try to, I guess, build my skills and practice at it, but to me it's a whole different ball game than just painting colorful stuff, man. It's crazy.
Both is a skill though.
Yeah,
for sure. Both is a skill, and like both ain't for the faint of heart. Like, and most times I feel like if you can do one, you probably can't do the other.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. It's
successfully.
Like, successfully.
Yeah, man, and I'm trying to bridge the two together at this point. I'm pretty much accepted, like maybe 10, 15 years down the line when I'm a veteran painter, I'll be able to do the realistic stuff, but I'm cool with just bridging them two as a cool middle on both of them, you know, not too real, not too abstract and whatnot. So as long as I'm trying to just perfect that part, and I feel like I'll get closer to being good at the realistic after some time, pretty much.
As far as like an artistic point of view, what is the most inspirational spot in the city?
Downtown, man. Downtown Columbus. It's murals all over the place. A whole bunch of art centers, art museums. Yeah, man, it's art everywhere. They got the sculptures all around the place. That's definitely something to see every time you come downtown. Even for me, like just recently, like developing that art eye, like stuff I just drive past before all this, but now I just like, man, I just gotta stop and admire it. It's crazy.
Do you ever get that itch to paint?
Oh yeah, man. It'll be like I said, I get that moment of inspiration, and I'm like, man, I gotta go do this right now. And if I don't, I'm gonna forget it and it's be gone till it might come back past me in my head or not. But that's why I always keep like some blank canvases around. So if I do come up with an idea, I might either draw it on some paper and then come back to it, or do it right then, a rough outline of, so to speak, of it, you know.
Have you ever painted one of those spots downtown that inspired you?
Man, nah. I would love to, but nah. Yeah.
What's a goal of yours that you want to accomplish in 2021?
Man, wish COVID wasn't like it the way it is, but since it is, man, probably,
as far as art.
Yeah, art, man. I wanted to do some shows out of state, you know, somewhere like Atlanta. Well, not out of state. That's not out of state, but like Cali or New York, somewhere more art prestigious. You know what I'm saying? Miami, it's pretty dope down there too. But that was my goal. But I got other goals too. I want to sell a painting for set a record for the price sold and whatnot. And just do as many paintings as I can. I know it's funny they say like your paintings ain't gonna make as much money until you passed away, you long gone. Like it's a lot of painters like that where they stuff sell for a lot of money after they're gone. So I was like, man, my game plan just make as much while I'm here. I'll leave it for my folks and people who buy it, and hopefully it'll go up.
Do you look at your art as real estate?
Oh yeah. I tell people all the time it's an investment, especially if you really like the people who buy it. They already really believe in it, but like just so they know, I know I'm working. I let them know like it's gonna be worth something one day. I'm working hard. People rocking with me and all that. It's only gonna go up. So don't be surprised if somebody come to you trying to buy that paint for $1 million down the line, man. Just let me know. But, you know what I'm saying? If you want to sell it, man, you might be able to own some one day.
What I know how it was for me when I first sold my first like piece of clothes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I felt like, and I was selling them out the trunk. Like, so is that something like you? Is that something that you do?
Yeah, man, definitely.
You felt like a dope boy.
Oh yeah, man. I'm sure it's art. It's just dope, man. That's all it is, and I'll be trying to push it everywhere. I want everybody to come look at it now and fuck with it for real.
Were you seem like a introverted person naturally? How hard was it to become extroverted? Well, like extroverted as far as your art and business?
That's why I feel like it's cool that this is something I love, because that opened me up automatically. If we talking about art or my art or anybody else's art or at a show, like you said, I'm not a real outspoken person too much. I really just speak if you speak to me, or I say what's up and let it be that. But art, when it's come to art and anything art, people person pretty much. So we can talk about it, chop it up, like a whole different person almost, for real.
Like you said, art kind of speaks for itself in a way. And with your website, a lot of times if you stumble upon it, you can kind of find all the messages and almost find out more about that person just looking through the art, browsing through their art gallery. You know what I mean? You can almost discover that whole person's story. You know, if they really that dope of an artist, what you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what's dope about that, even with you being introverted.
Tell us about the process of you getting your first getting your website.
Man, that was.
And how did you get put onto that?
Man, as I kept painting, I was real busy my first year painting, so I probably had a plethora, like over 30, 40 pieces in it that I was trying to get rid of. So I was like, man, it's about time for a website. I got a lot of different things, so I did my research at first. I was just trying to do everything on my own and whatnot. I eventually found one of my homies. She helps with websites and whatnot and branding and whatnot. So she helped me just get a good like a backbone to my website, and she left. I told her I wanted to just help me get the foundation up, and I'll dress it up and make it how I want it. So from there, man, it's pretty easy, and it's important just to educate yourself on what you're trying to get into before, so it make the road smoother and or just reaching out to people who doing what you're trying to do. So that helped a lot with getting my website up, and for the look of it, for real, I just wanted to reflect me in a way, you know what I'm saying? I ain't want it to be like just a plain white background, some real fancy high-end art, where it's just white and then the painting, the white wall and the painting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be a little bit more colorful or whatever. Definitely like my art, so try to reflect, put some art into the website itself, yeah.
Right. For the record, do you have any schooling, training background,
man,
in marketing, art, anything?
No. Well, look, I took I be telling people about, I took an art class in school. I went to Savannah State, and I didn't go for
say high school.
He put me up with his
elective, bro. I was taking computer science at Savannah State, and one year I took an art class and I got a C in that bitch. And I was like, I was real into it too. I don't know if that had anything to do with to these days, but I was real into it, bro. And I got a C in that class. I was like, man, I don't know what. I thought this is just about participation and shit, man. Lady gave me a C, and I was just surprised looking back on it that I got a C, because I ain't gonna say I was doing the same stuff I was doing back then, but whatever activities was doing, I was all in it for real. But that threw me off. But yeah, that's the only little training I took. Everything else, self-taught, YouTube scholar type stuff.
YouTube University.
Oh yeah.
Big YU.
Alumni.
What was that? He graduated with, he had the chords and everything. Do you see yourself teaching others how to paint?
Man, I had some plans for that till COVID, but I definitely definitely up for that. I like, especially with younger kids and that younger crowd. I had a little taste of it. I was part of this community outreach program, Thriving 31, and I got to host a little class for kids, and we painted, and that was my first time kind of leading or teaching a little mini class, and that was so dope. Like, just seeing what they came up with, and pretty much telling them about my process, and the way they came up with what they came up with is like, it's crazy just to see it, man, and interact with kids and try to just show them it's other ways in music, sports, and stuff like that to get a bag or be happy with life in general. So that's always cool. I definitely want to do like paint and sip type thing eventually. But yeah, that's something I'll be into down the line too. I could see myself getting older and doing a little instructing painting class.
Even in that brief moment with the youth, how did that feel, just being a positive impact?
Man, it's always good, man. Like, I always say the kids is the future, and what we show them, they're gonna take that and exponentially grow it. So, they're gonna, whether that's good or bad, you know what I'm saying? So, just trying to be just another example for them to see it's stuff to do out there. It's cool seeing because when you paint for them, when they was painting, it's like a snapshot of their mind and their personality, stuff like that. So I just get to seeing how they express themselves, and when that's crazy, and it's cool. It's like a real fulfilling feeling, man. It's like not much I could put higher than that, than helping out kids and whatnot, you know what I'm saying?
Do you find new things about yourself through your art?
Man, that's a hard one. I definitely find myself find out more about my patience and just my thought process, and I learned definitely how to clear my mind and whatnot, and just let loose whatever you think about, and how to just go off the flow of things, you know what I'm saying? That definitely relate to outside of painting and whatnot, which is crazy, but yeah, that's it, about like patience and just being having a steady hand outside of painting. You know what I'm saying? Just being calculated and knowing how much to put into it, how much effort and whatnot.
I want to switch topics for a little bit.
Okay.
Nothing new.
Yep.
What does that mean to you?
And it's
And what is it?
Nothing New is my clothing brand, man. I've came up with it's pretty much
Show it in the camera.
Yeah, man. T-shirt. This is my main logo, but
The man got a jacket too. Man came fresh as hell, dripping like a motherfucker.
Man, yeah, I wear my stuff all the time these
you got
days.
the pants on too.
You got the pants on too, huh?
Oh yeah.
Hey man, look, he really put that shit on.
Yeah.
He got the shoes on too. Nah.
Them OGs though, I ain't seen them in a long time, and they clean.
And nothing new though, man. It came from the art. I always said I wanted to do clothes even before painting, but they really gave me an avenue once I started painting to put my work and then my own designs on clothing. So nothing new I came up with. Of course, there's nothing new under the sun. And when people hear that, they might think like it's hard to be original or whatnot like that. But to me, it's real easy to be new under the sun. Like how my art is, it's not necessarily original, but you can take something, be inspired from that, and put it with something else, and you got something new. You know what I'm saying? So nothing new under the sun, man. It's my design, my first design I came up with, put it on probably about 1 million colors so far. But it's my clothing line, my little baby I'm taking care of. Trying to build that too, man. Just learning a lot about the clothing branding and making shirts and clothing. It's a different business, but it still give me my art and creative side. And then I always just wanted to wear my own stuff, you know what I'm saying, or see other people in it.
How has that process been as opposed to painting?
Man, it's similar. When I get an idea, I gotta put it down, or it's just it's different from the painting too, though. It's a little bit more business involved in that. So that's one thing I ain't really into, the business side of it. That's why I need a secretary or something. But man, it's good though, because it teaches you a lot of things as far as how to move, how to operate. Especially when you're working with clothes, you gotta, if you're not making them yourself from thread to the end result, you gotta know what you're looking for. You gotta know what to ask for. You gotta have measurements. You gotta know the materials and all that to really get what you want for the results. So definitely always learn something new. The designs themselves come from me. Made all my designs, drew them from hand, turned it to an image on the computer for real, and that's how it come out.
That's hard, man. You got some dope shit, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
got some real dope shit. Like I said, bro, you kids and people, I don't know them, them was your people or whatever, but like looking at that was real inspiring, bro.
Right.
Like that's real inspiring because like, I mean, mothers go to the mall and buy stuff that they not really connected to like that. But it takes some like a special somebody to like really really cherish art. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I feel like when people look at your brand, because it's like, of course everything is art, but it's just different.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can put that on a canvas. A lot of motherfuckers can't do that. Like I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we all sell clothes, but it's a different type of integrity to sit back and be like, yo, you can get the brush and do you paint over clothes? Is what sometimes too.
Man, I did for I think that pop up, that last pop up we was at, man. I painted my first hoodie for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the letters for my art business, but that was the first time. I've been looking at it every time I'm in the arts and crafts store, man. I'm like, I want to get them fabric paints next time, but I just ain't grabbed them yet. But I don't know. I really ain't too much into that painting on clothes and things like that. It's dope to me, but it's just not something I feel like I want to do for real. Like just heavy on painting stuff by hand. I really like more so making the designs or designing the actual look of the outfit itself.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
When you look at designers like Jerry Lorenzo with Fear of God, do you have ambitions to collaborate with major corporations like Nike, such as he has?
Yeah. I definitely feel like that'll be dope for both sides. You know, I feel like it's definitely dope to see those big brands collab with artists. Then it's vice versa for the artists. They get a lot of exposure. People probably never know about them will see that because of they with Nike or whatever the company is. So definitely I would love to do something like that with a company. It got to be the right one, but you know what I'm saying, that's cool. I'm all for that, like collabs and big and small and small, you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's always dope if it mixed the right way.
Have you thought about collabing with anybody in the city? And if so, who would you want to collab with?
Man,
or have you collabed with anybody?
I haven't collabed with anybody. Me and my homie Tony, we was gonna do a collab. That's just, we've been talking about it. We haven't put anything in motion yet, but not so far. I definitely ain't opposed to it though. You know, I feel like art brings people together, so that's definitely in line with how I feel about it.
Tell us about the process about how did you feel when you got your LLC?
Man, I just applied for my LLC, man. I ain't even get the email yet, but man, I just did that recently, bro. I've been doing business just as it is, for real. But that's part of my process of just becoming more professional, well-rounded, and stuff like that. So I definitely put that application in not too long ago. It's coming, the LLC, so.
And we're about to start writing off paint.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Writing off them brushes.
Oh, yeah, man.
Writing off them master touch.
I'm keeping all them receipts, man. All of them.
I was saying, listen, this how much do like canvases run for? Like the expensive ones?
Man, so they can get expensive. Like the ones I buy now is like all gallery quality, so it's a little bit different than a normal canvas. I guess you would just play for on like arts and crafts and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But man, they might run, depending on the size, anywhere from like $40 to $100 something, a little bit over 100, 120. I myself try to always catch them on a deal or some kind of sale, buy one get one half off or something like that.
Where you get yours from? Hobby
Lobby, sometimes Ross and Michaels. Ross really be having them low key. They for the best price you might spend like $10, $15 on something you'll spend $80, $70, $80 for if you find it at the right time.
Bro, you just help somebody out.
Oh yeah, man. Look for Ross. They definitely be fucking with the painters and people who fuck with art.
I ain't never seen no canvas in Ross.
I be buying them all the time.
But I'm about to start looking.
Every time I see something, and I'm like, oh yeah, we gotta get this one.
My boy just helped somebody out. There's somebody listening.
Never seen no canvas in Ross.
There's somebody listening right now that want to get in the painting. They don't know where to get them, and they gonna be like, man,
the best deal, bro. I literally, I think it was like a 40 by 60 canvas. Like I couldn't even fit it in my trunk, but it was like $20, bro. I was like, you ain't gonna. That's like $200-$300 right there in Ross, bro. I was like, yeah.
You still got it?
I sold it.
You sold it,
yeah, I sold it. That was definitely a good cap from $20 to shoot a couple hundred, almost $1,000. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Jesus.
crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's
Ross.
super
Shout out to
wild.
Ross.
where like, what was that feeling like when that lady called you from New York,
Man,
and wanted to like buy your art?
Man, it's crazy. I'd be like, how you find me? At first, I don't even think I didn't recognize the numbers. I'm like, man, who is this, bro? I don't even pick up the phone for numbers I don't know. But I end up I think missing the first call. She sent me an email and with the number, so I recognized it. Then the second time she called, I was like, we was talking about it. She told me what picture she wanted, and when I told her the price, and she said she'll give me $500 for like $300 more than what I was asking for. I was like, man, this is crazy. For one, how you find me, and then I'm surprised you like the paintings I had, and she was just so happy to be able to do that for me. And then when I was telling her, I was in that moment, I was like, man, thank you so much. Nobody else said that to me. I told her that, and she was like, baby, you worth it. Don't let nobody tell you different. And that was like probably one of the biggest moments from where I was like, yeah, I need to step it up. I think I went on my website right then and raised all the prices. I was like, it's a wrap, bro. Yeah.
And folks were still fucking with you, or were they fucking with you even more after that?
Yeah, even more after that. And I don't even know if any of my sales following that was from her, but she was also like, she got a lot of friends in New York that's into art, so she was gonna put my name out there to them, because
spreading the word.
Yeah, once somebody buy it and then other people see that, then it just blow up sometimes. So I really appreciate even just herself doing that and then sending people my way. It's crazy, like, having my art so far. Like, I think that's the farthest it's gone. New York and Florida, probably the where I sent art to, but that's crazy. Like, just knowing that something I did out there, really having his own life on somebody's wall and stuff in their crib, you know.
It's like you birthing a whole, like, you got like little babies
yeah, man. Right. That's exactly how I feel, man. I always sometimes I started writing them down, everything I got sold, and keeping a good inventory of it. And I can go back and look, and I'm like, man, I don't even remember doing that one. It's been so long, but it's crazy just knowing that they out there doing whatever they're doing. People probably talking stories about it, sitting there talking about it, what it means and what it look like, what they see.
Do you invest in other people's art?
Yeah, it's a couple artists local that I've purchased work from. Definitely a couple of them. I ain't gonna say I really into just filling up my crib with art, but if I connect with it, then I ain't got no problem trying to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Do you are you into other artists making similar art that you make?
Yeah, definitely. That's I feel like it's a lot of people that make the colorful kind of street art looking graffiti type style, but man, it's so much, even in them looking the same just by the colors or the outlines and stuff. It's still a lot of differences I can see in myself and others that kind of look like the same. But yeah, man, it's a lot of dope stuff, even stuff that look the same, or you might look at both of them and think they're from the same person, but I can see differences on my own. Yeah.
Right.
When that with a child, or like somebody that's wanted to be an aspiring painter or artist, you know, with their first steps, what would you tell them? Like,
man, I would say if you starting out, definitely don't worry about what anybody got to say about what you creating, because as long as you channeling something that's in your head, it's yours. You know what I'm saying? So don't let anybody say what or judge it and it have a effect on you, good or bad. That'll blow your head up if it's good, too much good and too much bad. Will really stop you from doing what you want to do. But as long as you stand true and it's something you love, man, just go for it. Don't be so worried about what's trending or whatever, because those people that's trending wouldn't worry about that. More than likely, they doing their own thing and they became the trend. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about what's popping right now. As long as you feel like it's dope, you like it, just have at it, man. Just keep juicing that shit.
Do you think your work is timeless?
Yeah, I feel like I got pieces. Definitely with the messages, man. The messages themselves is timeless. So as long as you put something that's timeless in your work, then I feel like it's got that ability to last. So it's like what you're talking about, what you depicting, whatever. As long as that can be connected, or somebody can connect to that 10 years from now, that same feeling, that same idea, that'll live forever. I'm into music like that. I'm into a lot of stuff that I feel like timeless. So I definitely feel like my work is like that too.
Do you view life as glass half empty or glass half full?
Man, I tell my girl it's always full. It's either full of water or full of air and water, or just full of air. So it's always full. It's just, what is it full of? To me, that's how I see it.
Boy, that's deep.
Gems, man.
That's deep.
I ain't never heard nobody answer it like that.
Nah, G, he fucked me up.
Yeah, it's always full, man. You gotta take what you got. Yeah.
Obviously, you've been doing this for a while, and you've been staying consistent. In both ventures, as far as clothes and painting, what keeps you motivated and keep you going?
Shoot, my goals, man, and just that it's I'm doing all this art and clothing out of love. Like I'm probably never gonna lose gas on that tank. So it's something that I love doing. Something that also just reflects love in the way people connect when they either looking at it or trying to get it off me or whatever. It's some kind of love in there that's like a light that's all similar and keep it connected.
Bro, you gonna go far.
I appreciate it, man.
You gonna go far, bro. They're like just your energy, bro, and just how you are and how you look at stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like just looking at the glass half full. I mean, looking at the glass
as always full.
As always full.
What is it full of?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Come on, dog. Like most people have such a negative outlook on life. Like what got you to this point?
Man, knowledge of self, man. That's all it is. Like knowing who you are and even taking the time to get to know yourself, like just by either things that you like, whatever triggers you, just learning about yourself, man. You find out what works and what doesn't work. You learn to pay attention to all that. So and I just kind of went blank.
It's all good.
Do you feel like you truly learned who you are?
Man, it's a process, man, because I feel like even with other people, it's just people are dynamic. So we always changing. We always in a process of either growing or decaying and whatnot. So it to a certain extent, yeah, but then at the end of the day, no. Yeah. You just gotta be putting in a good enough effort to stay closer to that side where you're like, yeah, I know myself pretty good, or I know this person pretty good. You're always gonna change, though.
Was this the most consistent you ever been with one thing?
Oh yeah, definitely. I probably say I used to, even with the clothes, because I probably had the idea for the Nothing New since like 2011, 2010, but I ain't did my first Nothing New shirt till like 2018, 2019. But being that commitment, man, it's like you got to stay with it. Once you find out what it is, you got to stick with it. So once I figured out that this is what I love, and I figured out that there's some value to it outside of money too, but just how you touching people and connecting with people that you probably would never talk to outside of this. That made me want to be committed. It's not hard to, when you love something, I feel like it's not hard to go hard at it, you know what I'm saying? Especially if it start paying your bills to a certain point, like it just make it real easy to you in love all day, you know what I'm saying? So commitment is real easy, man. I probably in these 2 years, I think I've got like over 115, 120 paintings. And sold probably 50, around 50, something like that. So about
that's
every other
great.
one. Yeah, man. That just always tell me just keep going, keep doing what you're doing. You ain't gotta worry about nothing as far as making sure you doing the right thing or not. As long as you know it's what you love and it make you feel good and don't hurt nobody in the process, you go at it.
Did you ever have to deal with like any hate?
Never. Nah, I ain't gonna say. Nah, no hate. It's hard. I don't even see hate in my life really a lot. Even the way I look at the glass half full. So, it's just some kind of repellent around me. The way I am, it's just I ain't got no hate. Nobody hating on nothing I'm doing.
So you when you first started painting and first started selling clothes, you automatically felt that support and that love from whoever you was around.
Yeah, the people around me definitely they support always there. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was like telling me, "Bro, you should think about this," or "You sure you want to do this?" or something like that. It was never like that. Everybody just been supportive, and then how I was with the art, but with the clothes too. Is like if nobody else gonna wear it, I'm gonna wear it at the end of the day. I might have a whole bunch of stuff sitting in the closet, but it's gonna eventually. I'm gonna do something with it. Might end up giving it away for free, somebody who need it or something. But it ain't nothing to worry about. Worry about losing or taking an L for if you really doing it for the right reasons.
So Niqo don't take L's.
No. You either take, if it's an L, bro, you just gotta mold it into something else, a lesson, bro, something. You know what I'm saying? Like build off of it. Yeah, man. There ain't no L's over here.
Bruh. Nigga, I thought I was positive. This nigga is
man.
Bruh.
People be like, hey man, you won't never get mad. Be like, man, it's a waste of time for real, man. It take a lot for me to get mad or something like really affect my attitude towards things. Like it's a hard to get me there. But
were you always like that?
Yeah, definitely. Since I can remember, I've been chill and cool, laid back, just like that. Yeah.
What intrigued you to entrepreneurship?
I just got this feeling in my chest, my soul, bro. It's like you're not supposed to be working for somebody where it don't really fully compensate you in the end, whether it's your quality of life, you know what I'm saying, like working a job that you gotta work 2 jobs or you gotta bust your ass just to get by. Like that's not living to me. I never felt like that. So the more and more I got older and time went by, I'm like, I gotta find a way to do something other than to work a regular job and whatever. So eventually, once I started painting and I seen all this, I could turn it into a business. That was like, oh, this is my way out. Yeah, bro. Right. As long as I handle this accordingly, you know, it's gonna be a way. And I think certain point, I think it was 2018 or 19, I ended up losing my job, and I was like it's crazy how life happened. But like as soon as I lost my job, my paintings started going. I started selling like 1-2 paintings every month, doing shows, just making a lot of money at the shows and stuff like that. So I probably went a good half a year after getting fired or laid off or whatever they did. I was just sustaining myself, paying my bills with my art, and I was like, all right, I ain't gotta, if it ever come down to it, I ain't gotta worry about nothing, cause I just keep on doing what I'm doing, and I'm gonna make a way. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
For sure.
All right. Finish the statement. You feel the most alive when you're doing.
man, I would say painting, but I'm gonna say talking to people about my painting. Yeah, like if you ask me about what's going on here, or we have a conversation, I'm gonna be probably the most animated you'll see me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be telling you what I think. If you tell me what you see, or like just the different conversations about the pieces, or seeing what people see rather than what I see is completely different. That's a good feeling, and that's probably one of my favorite things about the art and whatnot.
Is generational wealth important?
Yeah, definitely. That's why I say I'm trying to paint as much as I can and put a whole bunch of them in the basement, so my kids can find it, or grandkids can find it one day, and try to sell it. Hopefully, it'll be a lot of money, or people be looking for my stuff and they find the whole basement sitting on top.
So you don't even look like, so it's still about product to you. Like, it's still about the art. It's not necessarily about a dollar sign like how most people look at it.
Yeah. I definitely, I still wouldn't say I don't do it for money at all. Like, it's just a additional thing. I feel like if you operate the right way, like what they say, form follows function. So if you do the right thing, it'll happen. So I don't really do things for the money, but it's always there. It's a part of it. It's kind of hard to separate that business from that. So, yeah, man, I look at it definitely like products versus like dollar signs and stuff.
My boy said art is the real estate.
Yeah, man.
That's hard, bro.
Investment pieces.
Yeah, because it's art out there selling way more than houses on an everyday. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I already know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already then sold paintings that's worth more than rent. Some people's rent.
Right.
Like, that's a big deal, bro.
Yeah, and that definitely is a good feeling too. I ain't gonna say I don't like it, but it's a weird feeling knowing people gonna give you that much money. But then I'm like, man, these people really see the value in it. It's crazy, and I got people who got 10 plus paintings of mine. They like really collect my stuff, and I'm like, man, it's just those are the type of people that bring your value up too, because they see value in it. So, it's shout out to everybody that bought one of my stuff before, and just keep working.
So you would say it's very important to like cater to, of course cater to you, but like, because it's at the end of the day it's yours, but more so cater to who's really rocking with you.
Oh yeah. Like, I even read an article that's how art gets its value. A big part of how art gets its value is not the necessarily the painter painting it. Well, it is a lot the painter painting it, but it's the collector who has it, and how they tie into it. What's their story, or like how they feel, why they feel it's valuable and stuff like that. The collector's story eventually gonna add more value to it because they connect with it. Somebody else outside the person who made it connect with the painting. So it's a big part. So I ain't gonna say I like cater to them specifically. I still do my thing, but I kind of already know what's going to take, and what's going to just sit there for a minute.
So what's the quickest that you sat on a painting? I mean, like, what's the quickest that you've painted something and then it was gone?
Man, it really, man, that's used to how my crib used to be. People would come in and they'll buy it before I'm even finished with it. So I don't know how quick that is, but they'll see, or I'll post a picture on the internet and they'll be like, oh yeah, when you done with that, I want it. So I don't know how fast that is, but like it usually take me a couple hours, split up between a few days or weeks or months for a painting. So I think the fastest painting I ever did was probably like in about an hour, 2 hours. And I sold that probably like a couple weeks later. Yeah. It's definitely, it depends on like how the speed I do it is how much I'm into like in the flow. So
Right.
I usually got like 5 or 6 things going on, and once I get stuck on something, I move to the next thing.
If you had to describe your art in 3 words to somebody who's never seen it, how would you describe it?
I say definitely colorful, bold, and interesting. Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
Bro, you live a really, like, your whole demeanor is, like, simple.
Yeah. Hey, that's how it's supposed to be, man. I feel like things don't have to be complex all the time. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, you look at it too much, it get complicated. You start seeing all the little details and noticing all the little things, but you just zoom out, big picture. It's a lot of times simple, and it'll still work without having all the details. Like that's how I was in school too. Like I ain't really study much, but as long as I got the gist of what you talking about, I don't need to study.
You mentioned peace earlier. Like, how important is that to you?
Man, that's probably one of the most spiritual lessons I learned. Like trying to be at peace all the time. Like, it's just from experience and just reading about it or looking into it. Like peace is something that is different for everybody, but it's also you're at your best when you're at peace. You got a clear mind. You're not worried about what's going on, what's about to happen. You cool, so you kind of, it keeps you in the moment when you at peace. You're not really thinking forward or about stuff that happened prior. Staying at peace is hard. It's definitely easier said than done. But it's very rewarding, especially I feel like if you get good at it, it's something you practice, you know what I'm saying? Whether you gotta meditate to get your peace or go somewhere or do something, you know what I'm saying? As long as you figure out what gets you there, you'll get there, and then you'll become better at staying there. So I feel like that's where I am right now. I'm at a point where I'm always at peace, but I got times where you might fall out of that zone, but you just don't try to get too far from it.
Are you big on meditation?
I used to be. Lately, like I probably, when I first was big on it, I might spend like a whole hour at night before I go to sleep meditating. Just sitting there, I might fall asleep like that. But it got to a point where I was doing it for hours throughout the day. But now I got to a point where I was doing it so much, I was like, it's really life like that. So as long as you can stay mindful of your breathing and just try to be in the moment, the peace gonna follow it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna, like, don't come with one without the other. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, that man been dropping just subtle.
It sound walking meditating.
Listen,
Life is the meditation.
listen, look, and I believe this man.
Hey man,
For sure, yeah. I believe it. Man, bro, I really, like, genuinely enjoyed this. I hope you did.
Yeah, bro, this is definitely dope, man. Probably, I think definitely my first interview, bro. Now I think about it.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so it's legendary right there.
Hey, man, you're a legendary person, bro. We appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man.
Did you have anything else?
Nah, I think I pretty much hit everything. For the most part, anyway.
Go ahead. You do it.
Oh, I do it?
Yeah, you do it.
Alright, so the way we like to end things, man, and you being an artist, top 5 favorite artists or painters. We'll go with painters.
Man, top 5. This ain't in no order. I like Dali, Salvador Dali. I like Keith Haring. I like Basquiat. It's a guy from, he's still alive now. His name is I forget his Instagram tag. It's a couple others that those are old, but the other two I forget their name, but they like newer people out these days. So
you can search them up if you want to.
Yeah, man. Let me look them up real quick.
Yeah, let me look them up.
Yeah, you can search them up. You can search them up, man. It's all good. You can search them up real quick.
Are you tapping into Leno?
Who?
Leno?
No.
Delano Brown?
Controversial figure.
Right.
The runoff champion.
Boy.
The runoff king. Got them boys, got them people jean jackets and dip.
But he tough though.
I got you.
He is. Yeah, boy, that man 5 year, like he painted his lamb.
That man started a wave.
He did with the roses and the goldfish.
Like the heartbreak, like what's the word? Like the like almost like the Ed Hardy revamp style, like it's
For
like
sure.
Like it, bro.
Alright, I got Lil Black Goat on Instagram.
P5.
Yeah, bro 5, and then this dude named Mad King.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's hard, man.
Dope.
Man, we appreciate you, bro, for being on this show, on our show.
For sure, man.
I believe you're the second artist, second painter.
Mm-hmm.
Like legit painter, because Portia, she's a painter too, but
Right.
But she, she does that when she's sad.
Right. So she claims.
So she claims. But yeah, man, keep going, bro.
Yeah.
Don't ever stop.
For sure.
2 years in and killing it.
Hey,
Bro, I'm talking about, look, this year gonna be your year.
Yeah, man.
We probably get the first and only one interview for a while.
Oh yeah, man.
Like this year, you may do your,
Start charging, man.
after this episode drop, the prices went up.
Yeah.
Listen, he may sell his first $100,000 piece this year.
Oh yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? We speaking it into existence. You out of here, bro.
Definitely the goal, man.
You are out of here. But once again, thank you, and this concludes another episode of Free Gems Network.
Another legendary episode.
Yes, sir.
Free Gems Network.